He was incredibly elegant. He had beautiful clothes, always handmade, wonderful, expensive shirts.
Everything was the best. He had to have the best. He always went to the best restaurants. He always drank the best wines. He always did everything better.
He had to look fabulous in the show. He had to be dressed impeccably. And in addition to his talent as a director, Terrance was impeccable.
He used to say, any fool can be uncomfortable.
He has the culture of the world because he was brought up in China.
Born in Shanghai, sang in the cathedral choir, looking like a little girl.
As a young boy in Shanghai, Terrance Young already displays a vivid imagination.
He comes back home at lunchtime, tears pouring down his face, sobbing, sobbing, sobbing. What's happened, darling? What's happened? It's Tommy. He's been killed. He's been run over by... Because his mother was absolutely horrified. She knew all the children, she knew all the parents and everything. Couldn't wait to get hold of the school and find out what had happened. They'd been given a lesson that morning that if you don't look left and right crossing the road, you could get run over by a car.
Young attends Cambridge, where he excels in both sports and academics and earns a degree in history.
He actually went to Cambridge to become a priest.
An Irish producer, Brian Desmond Hurst, helps Terrance Young enter the business. Young soon becomes known as one of England's best screenwriters, but then World War II erupts.
Tried to go into the Navy when war broke out. They turned him down, so he went into the army.
He had been a tank commander in the Irish Guards during the Second World War.
After the war, Young returns to screenwriting. He courts actress Sally Gray until one day he bumps into a writer named Dorothea Bennett.
She had a typewriter and he hadn't, so she lent him a typewriter, and I think that's how the romance started.
His first film as a director is 1948's One Night with You, which fails to make much of an impression, but Young's second film, Corridor of Mirrors, is critically acclaimed, winning the Best Film of the Year award in France.
The boy director, I think became known as.
Among the cast of Corridor of Mirrors is Lois Maxwell.
So I loved Terrance Young. He was wonderful, erudite, witty, sophisticated, handsome. He asked me to do a screen test for him to play the villainess. And Terrance called and said, "You're not going to have the part." And I said, "Oh, Terrance, why not? Why not?" And he said, "Well, we've tested another actress. And quite frankly, she looks as though she smells of sex, and you look as though you smell of soap."
Young's experiences in the war later became the basis of his film, They Were Not Divided.
Well, I first met Terrance in 1948, where I auditioned for this part of the Welsh tank driver in a film called They Were Not Divided.
In 1953, Young directs a film produced by Albert R. Broccoli in England, The Red Beret, from a script by Richard Maybaum. Peter Hunt recalls working with Young during the early days of their careers.
He was always full of, that's great, let's do this. And it would fire him to think again in the same way that he shot it once he saw it as an edited piece. And that is how we would develop certain sequences and make them even better and better.
Terrance had done a bit of editing, so there was an immediate repartee there, and they just got on. And I mean, I think Peter thought very much the same way that Terrance did.
You would do outrageous things, and he would say, yes, let's look at it, let's do it.
Actually, I think probably editors must have been very frustrated sometimes, because when he said cut, there wasn't much else the editor could do about it. I mean, that was it.
Got it! I got Tom up a bit early.
He practically never did a master shot. Hardly ever.
We had such a relationship and a rapport, and I liked him so much that he never upset me at any time and always encouraged me.
In 1962, Cubby Broccoli teams with Harry Saltzman to produce the first James Bond feature, Dr. No. To direct the picture, Cubby chooses the director of his earlier film, The Red Beret, Terrance Young.
All right, here we go now. Action!
He had worked with Cubby on a number of productions, so they obviously got on well together.
He's the creator with Fleming together and with Sean together of this enormous success.
You know, every director puts his stamp on a film. Every director some of his personality, if sometimes not all of his personality, comes off in a film. And so, naturally, some of the personality and the way that Terrance was came out in the leading character of Sean.
One medium dry vodka martini, mixed like you said, sir, and not stirred.
Terrance had worked with Sean before, and he really invented Sean as James Bond.
He adored Sean, and Sean adored Terrance. And you have to remember that Sean was a pretty rough diamond at that time. And Terrance taught him everything he knew.
All the sophistication, the moves, his style, his dress, everything.
The style that is associated with James Bond comes from Terrance's style. The clothes and restaurants and the food and the wine and all of those kind of things are Terrance Young.
It was his style and his whole schooling of Sean that really made James Bond James Bond.
He brought that flair.
You never take me to dinner looking like this, James. You never take me to dinner, period.
I would, you know. Only Anne would have me court-martialed for illegal use of government property.
I think, as he probably did with Sean Connery, he would try to teach you perhaps some etiquette that you didn't have or that sort of thing, and teach you the ways of the world, particularly cinematically.
If you went up and said, why are you doing it this way, he would tell you. Very generous in that respect.
Terrance had, certainly as far as I'm concerned, no ego problem. He encouraged my experimenting and showing my sets on the screen.
He was a phenomenal character. I mean, he would just absolutely get into your mind what he was thinking. I mean, and you do things for Terrance that you without thinking. I mean, you just do it, because you knew that had to be done. That's what was necessary.
If you wanted to look at a script, he would either ask for mine or continuities or whoever happened to be handy. Very rarely looked at his own. No notes in it. Practically, he hardly ever did any homework at night. Just straight out of his head.
He had that ability, and he would tell even the sound people, everybody, exactly what he wanted. Costume, wardrobe, he knew exactly what he wanted.
Like James Bond, Terrance Young enjoys living the high life.
He had this enormous panache. He was never worried about, let's say, inviting the whole unit to a caviar dinner or champagne. He spent a lot of money whenever he felt like, which was also right for the Bond films.
Beluga caviar, Dom Perignon 55.
Whatever he made the money, he spent it right away. Whatever he got, he spent it. He was a bon vivant. We had champagne all the time, the Dom Perignon, caviar and all that like that.
That's a Dom Perignon 55. It would be a pity to break it. I prefer the 53 myself.
Quite often the Dom Perignon was the real thing.
The more money he get for the next film, the more he would spend with his friend.
He lived actually at the top of the tree at all times. He lived really in the fast lane.
Young's flamboyance comes with a price. Cubby Broccoli twice offers him a percentage of the Bond films in lieu of a larger director's fee. Young takes the fee each time.
He always had, money put down in advance. He'd spent it before the picture had even started, practically.
He must have earned a great deal of money in his lifetime, but I don't think he ever had any left.
His bill for when we were out in the Bahamas, his single bill was practically the same as the whole company. He threw the most wonderful parties.
He was very flamboyant. He was a delightful man.
Besides infusing the Bond films with a sense of style and elegance, Young also infuses them with a sly wit.
I think he got the point.
Since you're here, would you mind giving me something to put on?
And he loved to talk, but most people were absolutely fascinated with it because he had this incredible memory. He remembered so much.
20 years ago, I got married in New York, and he was shooting a picture in Rome called Incheon. I got married on a Saturday. He flew in from Rome to give me away because my father was dead. So he gave me away to my husband-to-be and flew back the next day. So that's how close we were.
Luciana's, absolutely, became my mother's sort of adopted daughter at one time, practically, you know.
One of Young's last films was another spy thriller, The Jigsaw Man, from a novel written by Young's wife, Dorothea Bennett.
As a writer, she wrote 6 books, one of which, The Jigsaw Man, we did make into a film.
Young enjoys making movies because he enjoys making friends, and he remains friends with his cast members long after shooting wraps.
Terrance was so adorable to me, and also Sean, that I stayed friends with Terrance till he died.
I'm so glad I got to see him before he died. And he came into town, I hadn't seen him for a few years, and he called me up and he found me. And he said, Martine. And I said, hello, Terrance. He said, darling. He said, I'm trying to get a film together, darling, and it looks like I'm getting a film together. He said, and I know there's going to be a part in it for you, darling. So he was just the best, really. Yeah.
I loved him like a dad. I saw him until just a few months before he passed away.
At the age of 79, while preparing to direct a European film, Terrance Young dies of a heart attack on September 7th, 1994 in Cannes, France.
I was very sad when he died. And I went to the memorial service, and there were lots of people there, including Sean Connery.
After the memorial service, a lovely actress called Helen Cherry came up to me and she said, Juliet, it's so sad that the one thing that hasn't been mentioned in today's service is how wonderful he was with his leading ladies.
And I'm sad that he's gone. It's sad that he's gone. We lost a good man.
But the legacy of Terrance Young endures.
Well, I suppose one has to say that his legacy was that he was the first director of the Bond pictures, and I think, as has been said before, set a style